Apparatus is a first-person puzzle game. From its initial concept, it has always been a puzzle game, but the concept was a little bit different. Originally, we had intended for the player to be able to assemble objects from a bunch of different, tinier parts, and if it was correct, they could feed it to the apparatus to move on. But we figured out, once we started Capstone pretty quickly, that idea we couldn't come up with enough novel ideas that were also simple enough to solve within a couple minutes. So we changed our approach. We decided to either display or inform the player of the item that was the goal in every puzzle, but the puzzle section was getting to that object, either through assembling other objects or maneuvering the environment around. The gameplay of Apparatus mostly consists of interacting with the world around you. So you can interact with buttons, pick up objects, drop those objects, or throw them in some occasions, and rotate them. All of these come together with how you interact with your environment. Sometimes it's the order you interact with things, sometimes it's where you place objects or where you put them down. Sometimes it's where you yourself move or where you throw objects, and all of these contribute to how to solve each puzzle.
Brainstorming ideas and drawing them out on a whiteboard is what probably worked best for our team. When you can visually see what your teammates are talking about, it can really spark more ideas into your head and your teammates' heads. And you feed off of each other, and you create something together that is just beautiful.
During development, the most useful technique that I personally learned was to make scripts as malleable as possible. This would allow us to tackle many designs without having to make new scripts. It proved very useful.
Well, a lot of ideas that we had seemed great at the time, trying to get the player to solve a series of tasks in order to move on to the next area. However, it felt too linear, and the player didn't have any other ways to complete these tasks. It felt too forced and in one direction, and we wanted the player to instead have many different ways to solve the puzzle, even if they might not know it at first.
An idea that did not work out was actually the decision to use the level blocking meshes used in a previous class. We believed that it would help to make blocking out levels easier, which it did. However, further along in development, we encountered many problems, especially concerning collision, which caused us to actually have to get everything that was using the LBMs out of the project.
The skills that I found useful aren't really as straightforward as something vague like level design or research, but rather what I found that the most useful I could be to my team was to just try to experiment. One of the things that I discovered pretty early on was the use of flat shader textures to help give a sense of ambiguity about the space that the player is surrounded by. I think that helps gives our game a little bit of that novel aspect while still contributing to the game's aesthetic overall.
The top 5 most useful skills I have learned are as follows, starting with number 5. Problem solving, adaptability, time management, teamwork, and communication.
I think my favorite part about what we accomplished with Apparatus was how many different types of puzzles we could incorporate using the exact same mechanics we've had since the start and being thematically consistent throughout. We have timing puzzles, physics puzzles, sound puzzles, order of operations puzzles, and illusion puzzles, but it all feels very much like the same game. And I think we're all really proud of that.